All right. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all beautiful people doing? This is Giovanni. Hope y'all doing good. All right. So this evening, today or tonight, whatever time you see this, we're going to have an interesting discussion, an interesting subject. We are going to be talking about the approach in religion from Muslims, according to certain things that they have been thought about Jesus or the Bible. I've been actually interacting with a few Muslims, and there is this really disconcerting thing, man. A lot of times I hear them mention, and this seems to have been taught to them by their, I don't know if it's culture, I don't know if it's society or just outright bad theology, but the main consensus in Islam is that first of all, the Bible is corrupted, and that Jesus is not the son of the Most High Yah, or the Most High Yah himself. So what we're going to do, and I think the problem is, a lot of times, whether that's whatever religion you're in, whether you are in Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, I think the problem is it's theology, man. It has to be theology. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to look at the words of the Prophet Muhammad directly from the Quran itself. See what he has to say about the Bible and Jesus. Hallelujah. So we're just going to maybe just put a little bit of music here to let people come in. Y'all feel free to put something in the chat. I'll put a link here if you'd like to enter the studio, and if you'd like to discuss on a subject, or if there's something to add. All right. Well, just an intermission here. Okay. All right. Good stuff. So, okay. So, uh, Muslims and Quran. What does the Quran has to say about Jesus and the Bible? Hey, hold on. Let me get this real quick. So, um, so the main problem is a lot of misconception about religion or theology, whether it be Christianity or Judaism or Islam. Like I said, is that we don't read the words, right? We don't read the Bible. The Muslims, they don't read the Quran. And so then there's some misconceptions and there's some common consensus that are off and that are bad. So, as I mentioned, some of the Muslims that I've spoken to, which, by the way, these people they are very dedicated to their religion and to their God. Um, is that they say that the Bible it has been corrupted, and so I submit to you that just like back where the slaves, their captors, they prevented the slaves to read, in the sense to learn how to read. It's the same thing that's happening in Islam culture. But the thing is, nowadays we can read. So what they're trying to do is they are trying to discredit the Bible so that you don't go and read it and see for yourself. Now, we're going to go and see, let's go and check what the Quran actually has to say about Jesus and the Bible. All right. So, and I encourage y'all to learn these tools, man, whether it's, Blue Letter Bible or, Quran.com. Aside from reading, these are really great tools to use. So, in order to gain understanding, we are going to go here in a search, and I'm going to put in Jesus, right? So, let's see what we have for word search about Jesus. Okay, y'all see this? All right, so first one, so Al-Ma'idah, right? So, remember when the disciple asked, "Oh Jesus, son of Mary, would your Lord be willing to send down to us a table spread with food from heaven?" Jesus answered, "Fear Allah if you are truly believers." So, first verse, interesting. All right, it's talking about Jesus, son of Mary. Now, look at this. All right, so a lot of times this is important to note, Jesus, son of Mary, because most of the time you'll hear the Muslims, they will say that Jesus is not the son of the Father, right, or of Yah. So let's go to the next one, right? All right, so next one. What happens if I click here? Do I get the whole thing? Okay, I get the whole thing, and what if I do back? Okay, so second one. This is Jesus, son of Mary, and this is a word of truth about which they dispute. So, see again, notice how it says Jesus, son of Mary. All right. Verse 3 in the Quran, Al Zakruf. They exclaim, "Which is better, our gods or Jesus?" They cite him only to argue. In fact, they are a people prone to dispute. Now, that's interesting. See, this is interesting. Not sure what this is referring to. Let's move to the next one. So, indeed, the example of Jesus in the sight of Allah is like that of Adam. He created him from dust, then said to him, "Be," and he was. Now, this is really interesting, right? Because you can correlate this to, if you go in the Bible, all right? So the Bible makes references to, and y'all just give me a second here to pull this up. All right, so 1 Corinthians 15. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 45. All right, so look at this. All right, so I'm going to share this tab instead. Y'all can see this. So 1 Corinthians 15:45, and so it is written. So this is from the Bible. Now we're in the Bible, right? The first man, Adam, was made a living soul, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. How about not? That was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual. So we can see here a correlation about that verse we read, right, in the Quran, right? And so this is an example how the prophet, what he is saying in that, I don't know why a lot of people they miss that. It must be because they're not reading for themselves. They're not reading for Islam people the Quran or the Bible, right? Because when you look into this, you see about the relation with Adam and Jesus and the Father. All right. Now, if I go even farther, all right. If I go even farther in Luke, all right, look at this. Y'all are going to see what I'm talking about. Okay, in Luke. So this is the genealogy, all right? Genealogy. So from Jesus, see, began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed the son of Joseph, which we know, right? He wasn't, which was the son of Heli, and then the son of Mathat. So now you see all the genealogy going all the way back. See, now we're here, David. See, y'all can go and read this for yourself, right? And going all the way back to, look here, Judah, right? Genealogy going way back, all the way back. If y'all watched my video yesterday, or if you want to go in and make some reference, I was talking about the Jews there in Israel today, and how the lineage does not add up, but that's another subject. Now look at this. We're talking about Adam, right? Okay, so then it goes all the way back to Luke 3:38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam. Okay, first man created, Adam, which was the son of God. Now look at this, and it's not that hard to put two and two together, right? We're going back to the Quran. So Ali Imran. So we've read in the Bible that Adam, the first man created, was the son of God. So indeed, the example of Jesus in the sight of Allah is like that of Adam. So like that of Adam. We just read Adam being the son of God. So Jesus being the second Adam that we've read in 1 Corinthians 15 is the son of God, right? So sometimes it's just about, you just have to read for yourselves and then put 1 + 1 together, right? Let's keep looking at other verses about what the Quran has to say, what the Prophet Muhammad had to say. So Maryam 19:36, Jesus also declared, surely Allah is my Lord and your Lord, so worship him alone. This is the straight path. See? So you can also correlate that with scripture. You can also go back and find some references to that. See, I could go and let's say, how am I going to correlate that? Okay. So John 12, verse 49. John 12, verse 49. So see, Jesus says, "For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak." So you can correlate that with the writings here in the Quran, what we're looking at, right? Next one. Let's see what the Quran has to say about Jesus. So when Jesus came with clear proofs, he declared, "I have come to you with wisdom and to clarify to you some of what you differ about. So fear Allah and obey me." Right? In the sense that Jesus was at that time the greatest one to be. He was greater than John. He was greater than Elijah. He was greater than all the prophets then, right? So that's the context. Next verse. Al-Ma'idah. The disbelievers among the children of Israel were condemned in the revelations of David, and Jesus. See again, son of Mary. That was for their disobedience and violation. See how it's still referring to Jesus, son of Mary? Notice how in the Quran it did not mention once his father. It always mentions son of Mary. All right. So, you know what I'm going to do? I think so we've had a few examples. Y'all can go and see for yourself that the Quran and the Prophet, it speaks very highly of Jesus. She likewise we guided Zechariah, John, Jesus, and Elijah, who were all of the righteous. What other results can we see here? Let's see. So let's put another word search here just for fun. Let's put in Messiah. All right. So Al Imran 345. So remember when the angels proclaim, "O Mary, Allah gives you good news of a word from him. His name will be the Messiah, Jesus, again, son of Mary, honored in this world and the hereafter, and he will be one of those nearest to Allah." Absolutely. All praise to the Most High Yah. Because he was the Most High manifested in the flesh. But see, again, right? So the Quran even speaks of Jesus being the Messiah. So I don't understand why it's hard to fathom, man, why so much of Islam and Muslims, they deny Jesus. Or at least they only view him as a prophet. Hey, if y'all have some comments, something you'd like to add, feel free to put it in the comments. But yeah, see, let me do another word search here for. I'm interested. Let's try. What if I put in Father? So the Quran refers to Jesus as Messiah. Father, there must be a lot of results. What if I put Jesus in Father? What is this? Miriam 1942. What's the context of this? Okay, that was talking about Abraham, right? Thought that was referring to Jesus. My bad. Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, Joseph isn't father. See, now it's talking about Joseph. That's a biblical figure. Return to your father when Joseph whatever. I think there's actually, yeah, see, in the Quran, there's actually a book dedicated to Joseph, the youngest of the 12 sons of Israel. So again here, that is Jesus, son of Mary, and this is a word of truth about which they dispute. So what if I put, if I put Joseph, then of course it's going to be talking about, yeah, so Yusuf, that's Joseph. So see, this is an important thing, man, that y'all, you need, Muslims, you need to look into, all right? The Quran, it always refers to Jesus being the son of Mary. It never talks about his father. It never talks about Joseph. So this means that there's inference. Is that the right term? Inference being made. Because Jesus was the son of the Most High Yah. He said in his word, his only begotten son. Right? Right? So 1 John 4:9. 1 John 4:9. So, in this was manifested the love of God towards us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him. So, I submit to y'all that the Prophet Muhammad, it's not so much Islam that, and as I mentioned, if y'all have some things you'd like to add in the chat comments, feel free to do. I've put in, let me put in a link here in case some of y'all might want to chime in, and if you'd like for me to bring you on studio. So I'm telling you, it's not so much the Quran or the Prophet that was denying Jesus. It's the religion. It's like it's like false doctrines. It's like Christianity with their Trinity, or Judaism with what do they have, like their Star of David, or their false temple, or and so we established how Muhammad recognizes the Jesus being the Messiah. And so now let's go and see what the Prophet had to say about the scriptures, all right? So at this point, like I said, this is a good question for Muslims to ask themselves. Where does it talk about the father of Jesus in the Quran? Is it mentioned anywhere? Because if it is not mentioned anywhere, if there's nowhere in the entire of Quran that it talks specifically about the father of Jesus, then this is because there's some inference being made. It's because it's something that is just commonly known. That's why it's not talked about. And what does the Bible say? So see, if you don't have the answer in the Quran, all right, then you got to default to the written word. And we're going to see what the Prophet actually has to say about that. All right, let's see what Prophet Muhammad has to say about the scriptures. All right, word search. Let's try gospel. Now look at this. And Allah will teach him writing and wisdom, the Torah and the gospel. So, guys, Muslims, practitioners of Islam, if you really truly practice your religion, and if you're really going to be obedient to the Prophet, your Prophet is telling you that Allah or God, y'all call him Allah or Yahweh or Yah or the Father, the Creator, it says will teach him writing and wisdom, the Torah and the Gospel. All right? See, Torah and Gospel, writings and wisdom. He has revealed to you, O prophet, the book in truth. Now, what is that book that it's referring to? Confirming what came before it as he revealed the Torah and the Gospel. So again, the prophet, he's telling y'all, if you want wisdom and understanding, and if you want to get the revelations, basically he's saying everything. The prophet is saying everything I'm saying, it comes from the Bible. It comes from that wisdom, that truth comes from the Torah and the Gospel. So if you don't read in there, in the Quran, for example, about Jesus's father, who his father is, then you need to go to the Torah and the Gospels, because that is the foundation. And Muhammad, when you actually read these things, you see that he hardly ever spoke contrary to it. Yes, sure, there are certain things that they seem to contradict, or they contradict, right? But that doesn't mean that you throw away the baby with the bath water. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to pay attention to that stuff, man. This is serious stuff. Next, let's see what he has to say. So let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it. And those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the rebellious. See, again, so basically the judgment, all right, anything, there's issues arising in life, whatever, the prophet is actually telling you, all right, to judge by these books. Because the gospel, it brought us Jesus, it brought us a higher understanding of the law, of the Torah, because he fulfilled it completely. Y'all see where I'm getting at? See, next one. And had they observed the Torah and gospel and what has been revealed to them from their Lord, they would have been overwhelmed with provisions from above and below. Some among them are upright, yet many do nothing but evil. O people of the book, why do you argue about Abraham while the Torah and the gospel were not revealed until long after him? Do you not understand? Then in the footsteps of the prophets, we sent Jesus, son of Mary, see again, son of Mary, confirming the Torah revealed before him, and we gave him the gospel containing guidance and light in confirming what was revealed in the Torah, a guide and a lesson to the God-fearing. So y'all Muslims, man, I'm telling y'all, see Al-Ma'idah 546. So y'all can't be reading, man, your Quran. Because if you'd be reading the Quran, you'd be going straight back to the Bible. You'd be actually reading the Torah and the gospel and the prophets and everything in between just as much as you read the Quran. Because when you have things about the Quran talking, it talks about a lot of I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say, what can I use for example? Y'all bear with me for just a second. Okay, so let's look at Al-Baqarah. Look at this. All right, so Al-Baqarah, look at this. So this is one of the teachings of the Prophet, right? 222. So they ask you, a prophet, about menstruation, right? This is when a woman is in her period. Say, beware of its harm. So keep away and do not have intercourse with your wives during their monthly cycles until they are purified. All right. So where is he getting that from? Where is the prophet getting that from? Well, he's getting it from the law of uncleanness, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Leviticus 15, right? Yes. Law of uncleanness, right? So look at this, right? So he's getting that from the Torah. And see, it says, look at this. All right. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever touch her shall be unclean until the even. Right? So y'all see, like, you can't mess this up. Another place in the Quran, it talks about, let's say swine, right? All right, let's look at An Nahi, right? So he says, he has only forbidden you to eat carrion, blood, swine, and what is slaughtered in the name of any other than Allah, right? So that's he's referring to, most likely, food sacrificed to idol. Right? Now he's talking about swine in there. All right. So there's a problem though, because swine is considered unclean by the Torah, the law of uncleanness, about defilement, what animals are considered defiled and unclean and pure. But also you have other animals that are considered unclean. So, Deuteronomy 14. Now, this is where he gets that from. Deuteronomy 14, right? So see, nevertheless, these you shall not eat of, them that chew the cud, or them that divide the cloven hoof as the camel. See, so the camel also is unclean. Now, the thing is, when you read the prophet in your Quran, he only talks about swine. But why is he not talking about the rest? Because he's just giving you the foundation. Because think about it. When the prophet Muhammad had these revelations, by it was said that it was Angel Gabriel that gave him these revelations. When he got those revelations, think about it. He didn't have a Quran written. He didn't have no instructions written. All he had was the Bible, or the Torah, and the Gospels. Like, he came, I think it was like 600 years after Jesus, or something like that, Prophet Muhammad. So you got to think about this stuff, man. That's what they were going by. That's what they had for instructions. So what he spoke by revelations from supposedly, allegedly, Angel Gabriel, regarding the gospel and the Torah, like he says, right? So there's a lot of things, and also another thing. See, I'm having a nice beer this evening, and see, a lot of the Muslims, they would view this as haram, right? Or unclean. Is it unclean, haram? It actually let me just see here. What is the actual meaning of haram? Forbidden, right? So a lot of people would see this as forbidden in Islam. Why? Because when you read the Quran, it talks about intoxicants, right? But see, the thing is, it's like the Bible. The Bible, it talks, you can go and look at it for yourself. Like I said, mention again, if y'all got some comments in there, you got a questions, you have something you'd like to chime in about, um, feel free to chime in. So, all right. So alcohol, so considered forbidden in Islam, but when you read the word, the Bible, it doesn't condemn alcohol. It actually it's replete. It's all over the Bible. What it talks about is drunkenness. The Bible warns about drunkenness, right? So again, um, you know, I'm going to encourage y'all, my fellow Muslims and Islam, to look. Don't like. I'm telling you, man, y'all been deceived. Y'all been lied to by these. You know, uh, um, the equivalent of the Christians, Christianity. It's lying preachers, man. I don't know if it's your. I don't know what you call it over there, like a teacher or a. But y'all been lied to. I'm telling you, y'all have been culturally put in a position where y'all reject Jesus, and it should not be so, because Jesus is the Messiah. He is the Messiah. He is the only name under the heavens under which a man can be saved. He will be the judge coming in the next world, the coming world, the coming rule. And see, y'all, like, you are in a dangerous position. So this is my prayer, my hope for y'all, man, that this teaching is edifying for y'all. If y'all got any questions, comments, remarks, or insults, feel free to let me know. But I think I've been pretty clear, man. So I'm telling y'all, you're going to have to read. You got to read, man. You can't just take what somebody else says at face value. We all been lied to, man. We've been lied to. Um, and the Bible, it hasn't been corrupted. The Bible, it's been in the translation, it's been watered down. In the English wording, it's been watered down. But the Most High, He preserved His word. You have the tools like Blue Letter Bible. Go and look at that. You can actually go and look behind the words. You can go and look. See, let's do a test here. Not a test, but let's look at an example, right? So how you can use these tools. So what could I use? I'm trying to think of an example here, a good example. Okay, here's a good example. How you can go and study behind the words to see if it is so. All right. So Ecclesiastic 2:8, right? So look, Strong's, this is the Strong's button, where now every single English word you can look behind. You can look behind the word. All right. So see here, it says, I gather me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers and the delights of the sons of man as musical instruments, and that of all sort. All right. So musical instrument. Let's look at behind the word, what it means in Hebrew. So see, this is where you can definitely see that this was a blatant mistranslation. See, this here is the actual original word in the original text, Hebrew text, was concubine or wife. And what they've done is they kind of like used a euphemism, I guess, if I can call it like that, and they changed that for musical instrument. So, okay, we see that the word, it has been watered down by euphemism or whatnot, but you got the tools that you can go and look behind. Here's another good example. The word Easter appears only once in the whole of the Bible. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Okay, you look behind the word Easter in the Greek, G3947, it's actually Pashka, which is Paschal Supper or Passover, the Feast of Passover. See, so you do see that, yes, there are some mistranslations, but you have all the tools, especially in today's day and age, man. There is no reason. There's no reason, man, to remain ignorant. So y'all, I think I put the point across. I think it's pretty clear. So Jesus, man, he's not just he wasn't just a prophet. What was dwelling in him was far greater than that. So y'all got to see the spiritual behind it, and the Bible, it's not corrupted. This is a this is what your culture or your teachers are telling you, because they don't want you to read the Bible and get the word from the source and the truth for yourselves. That's important, man. Y'all gotta understand this. It's like I said earlier, it's like the slave masters, where they did not want the slaves to learn how to read. They did not want to get knowledge, understanding. Them to not, they wanted them to stay in ignorance. That's why y'all culture over there, they're telling you that the Bible is corrupted, because they don't want you to read it. Because if you read it, then the words of your prophet Muhammad, they're actually going to come to life. All right, hallelujah. So like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know. Hope this was edifying. Catch you later. Okay, how do I do this?